Sup? It's been a long time since I've done a video. I've been getting lazy with the summer. I've been having problems with my PS3. I'm gonna get that fixed very soon, so I'll be able to keep my data and all that. I'm gonna send it into Sony very soon. It's having problems with like you can play it perfectly fine for like 20 minutes, and then like it glitches up and like starts overheating really bad. So I'm gonna have to try and get that fixed very soon. I've not put up any footage in a long time, but I'm here to do a video review of Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, and maybe predicting the future of another Fallout series, and maybe what can be changed, maybe what doesn't need to be changed. But ultimately, I'm going to start with Fallout 3. Unfortunately, I don't have my Fallout New Vegas copy with me, but I'm going to do Fallout 3. I do have the Fallout 3 copy, though. Here's Fallout 3. Pretty outstanding game. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it won Game of the Year back in 2008. I could swear it did. Because they have a Game of the Year edition. Pretty great game, man. It takes about 20 to 25 hours, at least it did for me to beat it. Maybe if you'd done all the side quests, it would take a little bit longer. But, pretty outstanding game. I mean, it's a first-person RPG. Throughout the entire, towards the beginning, you're kind of with your father. You're born, and you got to create, customize your character. You're born, you're with your father a lot, and he suddenly vanishes. Pretty much throughout the whole game, you're chasing him back and forth out these different areas, like Galaxy News Radio, Rivet City, Megaton, or how that's pronounced. Excuse me. But, you're pretty much until you eventually find him, and then, the game gets pretty interesting. I don't have to give any spoilers or anything, but it's a pretty outstanding game. I mean, there's a lot of different weapons to choose from. The graphics are pretty good, too. I mean, there's some minor flaws. Like, a lot of times, there is some problems with glitching sometimes with the game. At certain points, the game doesn't work properly sometimes. Like, you'll be walking, and sometimes, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Kind of glitch up a little bit, but not very often, though. But it was a pretty great game, man, and it's kind of like a 1950s style, because basically the plot, everybody in the 1950s, everybody was scared of, like, this nuclear war, and so they got into these Fallout vaults. It's kind of like an alternate history type deal, an alternate future, if this, a what-if type scenario. And it's kind of like 1950s based, because everybody in the 1950s, everybody got into these Fallout vaults, and so they were in them for a very long time, surviving throughout the war, because in the game there's a huge nuclear war, and eventually 200 and something years later, everybody starts coming out of these vaults, and everything is destroyed. Washington D.C. is like a fucking pile of shit, basically. Everything's fucking destroyed. There's like ash and shit. Like, it shows like the Washington Monument's been fucking run over, like all kinds of nuclear shit, and it's fucking finished with the whole city is. I mean, the main place is basically, it's called the Capital Wasteland. Pretty much a town that you revolve around, and by wasteland, it's pretty much a barren wasteland. I mean, it's been fucking shit on by like all kinds of nuclear bombs. It's pretty intense. But pretty great game, and ending, average ending. But pretty great though. Pretty great game. I'll probably, for Fallout 3, I'm probably gonna have to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Which is pretty fucking outstanding. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a great game. It's very unique, very revolutionary. In 2008, when it came out, it was the first two originally PC games in the 90s that came out. I thought they did a great job with this game. It's definitely worth buying if you haven't already. It's for the PS3 and the Xbox 360 and the PC. Outstanding game. And the next game that I'm gonna do, it's Fallout New Vegas. I don't have my copy with me, unfortunately. Fallout New Vegas is amazing. Pretty much Fallout New Vegas is it's 4 years later than Fallout 3, but it has nothing to do with the story. And there's really not much relations between Fallout 3 and New Vegas, but in New Vegas, you start out like this guy who, you know, everybody thinks is dead, wasn't really dead, and he gets saved by this doctor, and pretty much the plot behind it, throughout the very beginning, you're trying to find these guys, trying to find the guys who attempted to murder you throughout most of the game, and then eventually, you know, you start exploring more and more, and you start meeting more people, and there's pretty much 5 main gangs: the Brotherhood of Steel, fuck, can't think of it right now. The Brotherhood of Steel, what the fuck, damn it, the hell, I can't think of any of them right now. The Brotherhood of Steel, who was in the fort? The Legion. Yes, the Legion. Then there's the NCR. That's 3. What was the other ones? I can't fucking think of them right now. Well, there's 2 others. I apologize. I can't fucking think of them right now. But there's basically 5 main. It's not necessarily gangs, but kind of like a grouping. And you pretty much meet. You have to, at some point, you have to meet all of them and choose who you want to be with, or if you don't want to be with any of them. And that pretty much everything you do affects the ending. There's several different endings or whatever. Excellent ending. The boss at the end was very difficult to beat, and I really recommend that before you know, I'm not going to give any spoilers here, but before you go to the ending, I would recommend having a plasma rifle, which is one of the most, if not the most powerful gun in the game, pretty much in New Vegas anyway. I would really recommend having one of those because it's very excellent in getting your energy weapons stat up. But fantastic game, and for New Vegas, I'm going to have to give it an 8 out of 10. I wouldn't give it as high of a rating and the reason why is because some of the problems that were in Fallout 3 were not fixed in New Vegas, and so I wouldn't give it as high because I thought that was kind of stupid that they wouldn't, you know, attend to that. But it's still an excellent game. I guess I'll see you later. Add me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Subscribe. See ya.